In our first video, we got started by building a basic track. In this video, we'll continue by covering a few ways to add depth to your track by creating curved driving lines and adding decoration to the surrounding world. We're not getting to anything too advanced yet, so just like last time, we'll begin by launching the light editor. Also, just like last time, we'll search for a good area and throw down 2 spline points. This time, however, we won't stop with just 2. Once we've placed our first 2 spline points, we can add more by grabbing one of our placed spline points and copying it. Now, if we place this new spline point so that it is not in line with the other 2, we've created a curve in our driving line. We can create more spline points and add even more curves to our driving line, but for now, we'll keep it simple. To save time, I've already gone through and added some obstacles and checkpoints. Let's give it a test run. One thing to keep in mind when working with curved driving lines is that in some cases, the turn can appear a little awkward when the player is driving it in-game. Usually, the slower the bike is moving, the better, so it's generally a good idea to put some obstacles on or around the curve that will keep the player from gaining too much speed. Just as before, the general category is a great source for objects to use as decoration, and I encourage you to explore what is available. For this video, however, we will focus on 2 of the other categories. First is buildings. A great way to add some visual interest to your background and take up some space at the same time is to add some buildings. In the building category, there are many types to choose from, but the easiest to use are the seed buildings. Personally, when I have a curved line, I think it's nice to place something past the curve to let players know that they won't be continuing forward there. So let's take our first seed building and place it by the curve in our driving line. We can expand the building in any direction by selecting a wall and hitting the Y button. We can also expand up or down by selecting the floor or ceiling and doing the same. When the wood building type is appropriate for the track, we also have these nice pre-made background buildings we can easily place in the background. Next, let's look at the environment category. In here, we have a bunch of natural objects we can add to our environment. Placing trees and bushes can be great to fill in our background, but possibly the most useful tool in here is the terrain shaping tool. We can use this tool to modify the terrain, creating hills or ditches, among many others, on or off the driving line. It can also be useful to simply change the texture decal on the terrain. A great use for this is placing a driving line texture along our driving line. This not only makes the track more visually interesting, but also gives the player a clue as to which way the track will be going. And there it is, we've now made our basic track a little nicer to look at. Let's give it a final test run to see how it looks. For more information on the tools we used in this video, check out these lessons from our complete track editor tutorial series.